It's Kris.
And I'm Wyatt, Elliott from Notebook Entertainment.
And you're watching Horrorland News. Alright, so coming up on Notebook TV this week, on Tuesday, we're going to have our San Diego Comic-Con 2022 Roundup.
We didn't get to go, but we're going to talk about it.
Like we were there. And then Thursday, we're going to have our review this for Nope. I know last week I said we were going to premiere our new pop culture news show, but I was being a little
anxious.
We're filming a short horror film this week, so we were all kinds of swamped in pre-production and all kinds of stuff. So we've decided we're going to hold off on debuting because we have a few new shows that we want to debut. So we're going to hold off till August to debut anything new.
Plus, it gave me time to get the green screen background that I wanted, so it's supposed to arrive today.
Fingers crossed.
So.
Yeah, because we need it for the movie too. So.
Exactly. So.
All right, so that's a state of our channel. So let's move on to TV Roundup.
No TV and no beer make Homer something.
So, most exciting out of San Diego Comic-Con is Chucky Season 2 trailer.
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
It does look amazing. It gets me all excited.
I'm very excited that the kids are back because I loved all the kids.
It looks like what's-her-name's going to be having a rough time with things.
Right. Well, no rougher than Fiona Dorff's Nika. She's got no arms, no legs, like Tiffany's slave.
I'm wondering if that's how they're going to do it all season or if she's going to somehow get a new body, you know, like...
I don't know.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
And then we've got the entrance of Glenn and Glenda, who we haven't seen since
Seed of
Chucky.
Right?
Yep, since the end of Seed of Chucky.
So, exciting stuff to come for sure.
I know, and Devin Sawa, I tweeted out about how conflicted I was as a former Catholic schoolgirl, now turned atheist, seeing him as a priest. And he liked my little thirst trap, tweet, but... Oh my God! 12-year-old me was screaming. Devin Sawa liked my tweet.
I think we had talked about this, and I agree. I think it would be funny if every season they kill him off and they bring him back.
It's a different character. Yep.
Because Chucky is that kind of camp where you could get away with that.
Absolutely.
You know? And so I'm excited for that.
More Devin Sawa is never a bad thing to me. So just so y'all know, October 5th on Sci-Fi. Get your DVRs ready. Another one I'm kind of excited about, the Interview with a Vampire trailer was released at SDCC. It also looks really good. It looks like it's a departure from the movie, which itself was a bit of a departure from the books, if you read the books. I think this one's going to be a little closer to the books, and that's because it's a miniseries. They've got more time to get all those little details and that sort of thing in.
To me, that's the point of doing a miniseries. Like, I remember back when Stephen King was making a new miniseries on ABC every
all
year,
the time, yeah.
You know, eventually they got around to remaking movies that were already made because they weren't made properly.
Yep.
And so I think that's what...
I'd love to see them do Rose Red again. Like, I like Rose Red, but I'd like to see it redone and updated with better effects and all that stuff. But I really do like Rose Red.
I think Rose Red was on the tail end of that era when they were making those movies. So they
Kingdom Hospital.
Yeah, so they probably got a budget cut or something, but that's probably why. But I can see... I mean, after you showed it to me, I liked Rose Red, and I can see it becoming a bigger budget film at some point.
I would love that.
Maybe even a trilogy.
Because they tried to do the Diary of Ellen Rimbauer too. They did a movie, yeah.
Okay.
Because he wrote a book, yeah. Diary of Ellen Rimbauer.
Okay.
Know your Rose Red lore, guys.
Do not.
All right. So moving on. Also released this weekend was the Tales of the Walking Dead trailer. So I'm not a fan of The Walking Dead at all. Like, I watched the first season and I was like, nope. No, thank you. Other people stuck it out longer. I know my sister was a huge fan of it for many, many seasons.
I watched it from the very beginning, and I think I stuck it out right until Grimes left. So that was like season 8 or 9, I think.
And it's not like this is the first spin-off. They already have the Fear the Walking Dead. However, what makes me want to watch this one is Parker Posey's in it, and I will watch anything that the Queen of Indie does.
Yeah, I mean... I'm not opposed to anything Walking Dead. I just think that the path they were on with the regular show got very repetitive and just got very like, okay, here's a new every season, here's a new town. And then they got to the point where it was, here's 2 towns a season, here's 3 towns a season, and we didn't even spend any time in these towns. And it was nothing literally but a lot of shots of people spraying bullets, zombies, hack, spraying bullets at nothing. And they would shoot at each other for hours and never even hit anybody.
But their makeup team is amazing.
Their makeup team, yes. That was the reason to keep watching. But I know of course a lot of our favorite characters just died off or were gone, and so
yeah, I think killing off Glenn did it for a lot of people.
And I didn't think that it would for me, and I didn't leave. Oh, Glenn died, I'm out of here. It wasn't that. I just felt the show just got, because I did keep up with it. Maybe a season after that, and it just. I don't know. And now I'm totally lost. Like, apparently they made what's his name a good guy,
Yeah, he's in the other spinoff, I think.
Yeah, the one that's with Maggie, I think.
Yeah.
They've spun it off, and now they're together. Which is so weird, because he killed her husband, like, I don't know, whatever.
The apocalypse is a weird time, guys. You make weird decisions.
Right, exactly.
But Tales of the Walking Dead, from my understanding, is every episode is going to be a different story.
Yeah.
And so maybe I'll only watch the Parker Posey one. I don't know, but we'll see if it keeps me. But the trailer was pretty bloody, pretty gory. I think it was pretty cool.
I think it would be cool to show other parts of the country.
And I think that's what this is.
Yeah.
It's different stories taking place in different areas
Okay, cool.
about the zombie apocalypse.
Which makes sense, because Fear the Walking Dead showed at Los Angeles. The main Walking Dead show was mainly around Georgia area. And I don't know what the other spinoffs are going to be. So I think that would be cool if we could see New York and we could see the Midwest and all that stuff.
As everything's falling.
Yeah, I think that would be neat.
So that'll be August 14th on AMC. So it's coming up.
Oh.
And I think I forgot to mention, but in Interview with the Vampire, that's coming out October 2nd on AMC. I think I forgot to mention the date when we were talking about it.
Well, I'm sure everyone's still watching, so.
All right, so real quick, The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror 2022 episode is rumored to include parodies of It and Death Note. I've got a tweet from somebody who was at SDCC, and I guess it was announced there. And they've done anime stuff before, so Death Note's not a shock.
No, actually, of the two, I'm more excited to see their take on Death Note.
I bet it's going to be Bart finding the book.
Yeah,
I bet it's going to be Bart finding it.
Most likely, but I can also see it being Lisa and have her kind of like dilemma and everything there, while Bart would probably just
start writing names. Yeah. Alright, so American Horror Stories, the first episode came out last Friday. We watched it. I loved it.
I did too.
I loved it.
I really liked it.
I love creepy doll stuff though, so that was always going to be up my alley. I think it's all going to be somehow tied to dolls, because at the beginning and the end you see this dollhouse with the different rooms, like in the trailer, and I told them, I said, okay, well that's one room down, so each of the episodes is probably going to take place in like a different room
and I think
of this dollhouse.
I think there was 6 or 8 rooms in there, so that makes sense for a series.
And based on the trailer, so I was trying to look at the backgrounds of all the other rooms to kind of get clues to see. But it was really good, and no spoilers, but it does relate back to one of the major seasons.
Big time.
Big time.
Yeah.
So, one of my favorite seasons, too. So.
No,
I was very excited.
It's really well done, because something's going on with the character that you're like, okay, this is going to come back, and then it doesn't, and you're like well, why?
Why did we see that she could do this?
And then it does.
And then it does come back. In a different way than you expect. So it's awesome. Definitely check out the first episode. New episodes every Friday on Hulu. All right, so let's move on to our trailer park.
In a world.
Halloween ends!
All right, so it didn't work out for us to do a separate video on this, so we're just going to do it right here. So,
Halloween ends!
Well, you watched the trailer.
It comes out October 14th. Let's get that out of the way.
How many times did you watch the trailer?
3 times.
Okay.
Because I had other shit to do. But, okay, so first off, let's talk about what the official film synopsis is. 4 years after the events of Halloween Kills, Laurie is living with her granddaughter Allison and is finishing writing her memoir. Michael Myers hasn't been seen since. Laurie, after allowing the specter of Michael to determine and drive her reality for decades, has decided to liberate herself from fear and rage and embrace life. But When a young man, Corey Cunningham, is accused of killing a boy he was babysitting, it ignites a cascade of violence and terror that will force Laurie to finally confront evil she can't control, once and for all.
That's interesting. I haven't heard that synopsis before. I know the director has come out and said that this one is going to be a departure from the previous 2 films, and already sounds like it.
Here's where my problem with that is. So, Nick Castle, OG Michael Myers, for those who don't know, he recently noted in an interview that Halloween Ends will be a, quote, surprising conclusion to David Gordon Green's trilogy.
Of course.
Not
that. Right.
Makeup effects artist Chris Nelson has stated that the 3rd installment of the trilogy is weird and different. And then, most worryingly, John Carpenter himself called the new movie a, quote, departure. That's usually what people say when they don't like something.
I don't know where they're going with it, but I hope it was the plan from the beginning, I guess is my...
Yeah, this is what he wanted. This is his vision. I hope that he's just following it. But you guys know, like, Halloween, okay, yeah, it's my favorite, but I can be critical of the series, because, I have eyes.
and Halloween has gone off the rails before. I mean, okay, so I heard a rumor on the internet that people are thinking that it's the Halloween 4 house that's in this trailer.
But I think if it is, I think it's just an Easter egg, because it does. In one of the rooms, there's the pink wallpaper, like when Jamie's in the room and with the cop and all that stuff. But I do think it's just an Easter egg. Like, the mask turned out to be just an Easter egg to Halloween 3. They had no bearing on Halloween Ends. So I think that this is just another Easter egg. Hey, remember the Halloween 4 house? I don't think it has anything to do with Halloween 4. I don't think Danielle Harris is secretly coming back. I don't think Jamie's going to suddenly make an appearance. I think that is done in the first timeline.
Yeah, I don't see how they could work
So
that
I'm thinking it's just an Easter egg.
Okay. And that was my thought, too, but I wanted to,
4 times. I've saw it 4 times because it was at the Nope.
They did
of the Nope, so I did see it 4 times. 1 time in big screen.
Yeah. That's one thing, like, I can see, like, for instance, like what Rob Zombie did, where you're going to have her cast, in,
as a different character.
I can see them doing that.
Yes, bring Danielle Harris in. Danielle Harris for everything.
Yep, I can see them doing that. And then there you got and maybe if she even lives in that house, but it's not Jamie. Yep. There's no way that makes any sense.
Danielle Harris may be a surprise in there, but I don't think it'll be as Jamie.
No, and if it is, it's going to be like, huh?
Right. Wait a minute.
Wait, hold on. Time out. We're going to have to, stop the reels. Time out, guys.
So,
I can't watch this anymore without explanation.
That's my hope, is that it's just... It's straight. It takes off straight from where they've been setting up for this timeline. Finish this timeline. And if you want to go big, go big. I support that. It's again, worrying to me when people use the coded language of, we don't really like it, but we also can't trash our movie.
Yeah, that is interesting, because it does feel like everyone's dancing around.
Is it good?
Something.
Right.
Yeah, I'm still rooting for the multiverse Michaels to all show up, but
I mean,
because that would be
even the weird alien one with the white hair.
Oh yeah, that would be off the rails.
Have one
in
a mask, the CGI mask, in H2O. Yes. Just one second.
Just have one guy, yeah. I know it makes no sense, but I think at some point, maybe after this one's done, they can just do an off the rails Halloween series and just smash everything
Halloween multitude
together.
Of madness.
Yeah, just smash everything together.
Or multiverse of madness. I said multitude.
I mean,
I can't talk, guys. My brain is fried. Okay. So yeah, I'm very, very excited because I love Halloween. So. But I'm also very worried. But I was when the first Halloween came out, so...
I mean, here's kind of how I look at it, too, is no matter what happens with Halloween, you're still going to see it. You're still going to find some sort of enjoyment out of it, even if it's nitpicking it to death.
Sure am.
So it's a win, really.
And that's why, us nitpicking Scream, Scream is my 3rd favorite series. Halloween is number 1. Scream is my 3rd favorite series, so yes, I'm going to shit all over the last one because I hated it, but... I'm still going to watch anything they put out that says Scream on it. I don't care how much I hate it. I'll hate watch it. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, bring it on. You know, like, and you know, with these horror movie franchises too, if they fuck it up, there's always next time.
Yep, there's always the next timeline, because he's on timeline 3 already.
Yeah,
so I mean,
I'm not thrilled about what Scream is going down, but there's always going to be another one.
Yeah, there'll be another one.
Bring it
Somebody
on.
else will do it. And yeah, it's
exactly.
fine. All right, so another trailer that was released is the Jeepers Creepers Reborn trailer.
Speaking of which,
everybody is emphasizing, and I want to emphasize, this has nothing to do with the other guy, he who shall not be named.
Yes.
So all new creators, all new people involved. It's okay to see this one.
and I was telling her, I think we are going to go see this.
It looks good.
Because it does look good.
It looks really good.
It looks like it's in like limited release or something.
Yeah, it's gonna be a special 3-night event through Fathom, September 19th, 20th, and 21st. So you can only go see it those 3 nights. And the director is, I'm really sorry because this is a weird name, Timo Violensola. And again, no ties to the original guy. No. Emphasizing that. So here's what the new Jeepers Creepers is about. The Horror Hound Festival holds its first ever event in Louisiana, where it attracts hundreds of geeks, freaks, and die-hard horror fans from far and wide. Among them is fanboy Chase and his girlfriend Lainey, who is forced to come along for the ride. But as the event approaches, Lainey begins to experience unexplained premonitions and disturbing visions associated with the town's past, and, in particular, local legend urban myth, the Creeper. As the festival arrives and the blood-soaked entertainment builds to a frenzy, Lainey believes that something unearthly has been summoned, and that she is at the center of it.
It's not my favorite franchise or whatever, but a lot of the reason because I stopped and I never saw 3, and all was because of the director.
Yeah, I never saw 3.
I think and 2 wasn't really great. So I think because of that, I'm interested in like re-experiencing this franchise from all over again. Mm-hmm. You know, like
the first one is good. I do like the first one.
I do too. But
bad people make good art.
Exactly. And if they want to just erase the other movies from this timeline, then that's fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with losing it, but it was a good movie, and it's a shame. It's a really bad shame. But so yeah, again, 3-night event for this. Make sure you get your tickets September 19th, 20th, and 21st. All right, so last week the Munsters trailer came out and everybody hated it. Mm-hmm. It was pretty. I think it was pretty. Everybody agreed that no, thank you.
It was universal.
Which why isn't it on Peacock? But we'll get there.
We'll address that.
We'll get there. So Rob Zombie had to come out and make a statement after the poor reception to his trailer.
And thanks to the fan who pointed this out to us in the comments.
Yes.
We do appreciate the interaction.
And we've been reporting on the Munsters since last year when it was announced. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, I know my memory's not what it used to be, but I'm pretty sure that every time I brought it up, we mentioned that it was coming out on Peacock, and that it was getting a theatrical release in addition to coming out on Peacock. Because we kept saying, well, we're not going to go to the theater, we'll just watch it on Peacock.
I don't remember it ever actually being said for sure, but I knew that if it
rumored,
was a theater release, it was going to be a duel. That was the plan. That's what I thought.
And again, Peacock, the whole time, Peacock. Rob Zombie has come out and said that it was never meant to be in theaters, which, okay, everyone did say that was a rumor. He claims that his budget was never $40 million, and that, in fact, like, a few of his movies together didn't even equal $40 million. And that it was never meant for Peacock, and it was always going to Netflix. Now, here's my problem with this. I have a bloody disgusting article from April 2021 that speculated the budget would be between 30 and 40 million, and that it would be a Peacock original, and that it would open in theaters the same day it's released on streaming through Universal. I have a comingsoon.net article from August 2021 that also claims the movie is going to Peacock and is being released in theaters. I have a Bleeding Cool article from March 2022 that reveals the film is rated PG and also still speculates that the movie will be released on Peacock. So, and I've found even more articles. That's just 3. So up until, like, last month, people were still saying it was coming out on Peacock. That it was rumored to be coming out on Peacock. I will say, yes, they did mention rumored to be all this stuff. Now, here's my question. Rob Zombie had to have been seeing this press that's coming out. He had to have been seeing people sharing it. Mm-hmm. You had a year to correct people. If it was never meant to be on Peacock, if it was always coming out on Netflix, why did you let the press for a year speculate that it was coming out on Peacock?
Yeah, and why wasn't Netflix promoting it? Why wasn't Netflix talking about coming? Wednesday, we've been hearing about for how long?
Right. Peacock is streaming the original Munsters. Mm-hmm. Why would they not want the Munsters? Why would they not want anything Munsters to go with that?
And Universal is producing it. So if they're producing it, unless they had a deal with Netflix a long time ago.
Why wasn't that reported on?
Why wasn't that exactly? So I think that's where, if it is a miscommunication with the fans, it is on his end and is on the production company, because we should have been told this a long time ago. So
you've let the press talk for a year about how it's going to be on Peacock.
Right. The way his tweet was worded, it sounded like it was, I'm going to correct this.
Right. He's very defensive on it.
Yeah. And I think it's because everyone's saying it got dumped on Netflix, but I think that's probably more the reality. And I don't know. Who knows? This deal to Netflix could have been made before the trailer was even dropped.
Right.
And then he just, for some reason,
I'm pretty sure in one of our previous, when he was releasing all kinds of tidbits and stuff, I'm pretty sure there was a picture that we shared somewhere that said Peacock on it.
I thought there was too, and I couldn't find it. So I mean, why we found the original trailer, it wasn't on there. I couldn't find a picture. Now he's sharing pictures of a poster saying Netflix on it, and I know that didn't exist. Previously.
Every poster I've looked for that because I tried to find the one that said Peacock too, and I couldn't. So I don't know if it just got scrubbed. But until he made that announcement that it was on Netflix, none of the posters had Netflix on it. None of them.
No. So this is a we're development. And you know what, guys? It's fine. Whether it was on Peacock or Netflix, whatever.
It's still going to be the same shitty movie.
It's still going to be a shitstorm. We're going to watch it. It's still going to be free. We have both subscriptions. And I know, for a lot of people...
This is making me not like it more.
Well, yeah, because it seems deceptive. It seems like something's wrong there, and it seems like a cover-up. And... Zombie, it's really not that big a deal if it did get dumped on Netflix.
Right, just be okay, fuck Peacock, now we're on Netflix.
Exactly.
That's all you had to do, people would respect you more.
Yeah, and...
maybe the budget, and okay, what is the budget then? If it's not $40 million, what is it?
Yep,
you didn't answer that. He didn't say how much he actually spent, what the budget was.
Yeah.
So if you're going to say, no, it's not that, okay, what is it?
Yeah, I agree with there too. Then I think you need to, and I'm sure it'll get released or we can look it up somehow. But,
Mojo or whatever.
Yeah,
Movie
Mojo.
But
I think that if you're right. If you're going to deny something, I think you need to put the correct information out there and say it was only 10 million, 5 million, whatever you got.
Which would help us, dude, because if we're like, okay, he only had 5 million to make this, and that explains some of the shittiness of it.
And it could even explain some of the casting decisions because maybe you couldn't afford
a better
real actors, so you had to go to your friends. I don't know.
So let's move off from stuff that makes us mad to stuff that's better news, happier news. Nope opened at number 1 at the box office with $44 million. Now, it was expected to make $50 million, but it's still the highest opening weekend for an original movie since Us.
Oh, well, that's good. That's interesting for him. Yeah.
Now, we also have to keep in mind, Get Out opened to $33 million and ended its run with $255 million.
That's because
worldwide.
Jordan Peele movies do tend to get.
And same with Us. Yeah. Now, Us did open bigger. It opened to $87 million, but it also ended up with $255 million worldwide at the end of its run. So don't judge Nope on its opening weekend not making back its budget. Give it time. That's how horror movies.
That's how it works.
They build. And it's awful word of mouth. So moving on, this is a fun story. So 50 Cent is currently making a horror movie called Skill House. Oh. Reportedly, this movie is so scary and gory that the cameraman passed out during filming. So Skill House is starring 50 Cent, TikTok star Bryce Hall, who I'm not quite sure who that is.
Yeah.
I might be too old. And UFC legend Paige Van Sant, who I do know who she is. So.
Okay.
It's going to be directed by Josh Stolberg. Now, here's the problem with that. Josh Stolberg his movies are the new Saw. So the one that just came out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Spiral.
Yep.
Okay.
He also did Jigsaw, which I did like Jigsaw. I don't mind Jigsaw.
Yeah, Jigsaw was. Yeah.
He did Piranha 3D.
Yeah.
Well. And he did Good Luck Chuck, which I do believe made mine and Alex's list of worst rom-coms when we did our Things We Hated episode on rom-coms.
I did not like that movie. I saw that with a friend, and I did not like it.
So, if you have high hopes for Skill House, maybe... Because this director makes some stinkers. Stolberg tweeted out, quote, "Yikes, we shot a kill scene last night and the camera operator became so nauseated that he passed out and the camera crashed to the ground. Had to stop down for a half hour. He's okay now, but get ready for some crazy shit."
But is the camera okay?
Right. The camera crashed? What?
Right.
Those are expensive.
Very expensive.
50 Cent also tweeted, quote, "Crazy night. One of our cameramen passed out cold for 30 minutes from the scene. Couldn't take how real it was. We're elevating horror to the next level. This is going to change the rules of the game. Hashtag Skillhouse." I don't know.
No, I don't
know about that. But...
I also have to wonder if that's just how they're spinning it. Maybe it was really his blood sugar got low.
Or he was too hot on set. Or...
Right. He was working too long. We all know how movie sets can get. We all know how we push ourselves. I've had total mental breakdowns on sets before, and, you know, like, I can understand, but it's a fun way of spinning it, you know, and or it could be true. Maybe you just got a weak stomach.
Weak stomach. Don't work on horror movies, dude.
Yeah, right.
Like, you're going to be dropping cameras. Those are expensive.
Right. You know, you're just...
Oh my god. So I thought that was a fun story.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to
want
want
to
see
watch
Skillhouse.
Right. Right. It makes me want to watch it more.
They're still obviously filming, so there's no info on release date or anything, but I will definitely keep you updated as we get more info.
Is there a synopsis
Nope.
on that one yet? Okay.
Nope.
You said something about it takes place in a house that TikTokers can use or something?
Yeah, it's
Is that what
currently
Skillhouse
it's
is?
currently being filmed at the TikTok collaboration mansion in LA that's been dubbed Sway House.
Oh, okay, so Skillhouse is a parody of that.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So according to Deadline, this movie, Skillhouse, will be the first in a franchise.
Oh.
And supposedly it's going to examine the social media and influencer culture and what those new to that world are willing to do to obtain fame. I hope that if they release the DVD, they tell us in, like, commentary or something exactly which scene the cameraman passed out on.
I would hope that it would come out on the press tour and everything. I don't know
Right.
what kind of release this is getting, but if there's any kind of press tour or whatever, I would hope that it would come up in there. Because, that is a selling point. You know,
So gory our cameraman couldn't stomach it.
It reminds me of a Castle
William
thing.
Castle,
William Castle thing, you know? Like, don't see this movie. Our camera guy couldn't even handle it.
Yep.
You know,
well, yeah,
like,
he sold passes. It was like, if you pass out during this movie, William Castle is a genius.
Yes, he
so
was.
if they're trying to do some William Castle stuff, I'm 100% behind that. Not even mad at it.
Now, 50 Cent, is he producing this or is he in it?
I think both. So,
Okay.
we don't have an indie film this week because there's so much news in San Diego was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, we're in pre-production for a short horror film for this week. So I just did not have time for indie film. However, I do want to start a fun new segment. We might not have it every week, but social media news. There was some fun stuff happening on social media this weekend. The first one I want to talk about is Devon Sawa and Chucky. Because the Chucky account tweets out like it's actually Chucky tweeting.
Of course.
So Devon Sawa and the Chucky account have been fighting for a very long time. For a very, very long time. And this weekend was no exception. Devon tweeted out something about, the trailer's not even out, and Chucky's trying to get me fired, so I'm not even in the movie. And Chucky retweeted it saying, because we want people to see it. And it was a whole thing. I highly recommend checking out either the Chucky account or the Devon Sawa account and following back through those threads, because it's really funny.
Honestly, I would follow, because I do. I follow Devon Sawa,
Same.
I follow Jennifer Tilly, I
Same.
follow Chucky,
Same.
I follow Don Mancini.
Same.
They're all hilarious
They
on
are.
there, and they all
They're
interact.
so funny. If you're not following the Chucky cast and crew on Twitter, you're missing out. Because they do a lot of fun behind the scenes stuff.
All the time.
All the time. All right, so the other interaction that I really want to highlight, and because it was so much fun, and a lot of people picked up on it. Articles were written about it.
Yeah.
Some account, a guy named Adam Ellis, He tweeted out, I know this is a hot take, but at what point do we declare Jordan Peele the best horror director of all time? Can you think of another horror director that had 3 great films, let alone 3 in a row? I can't. Okay, first of all, dude.
Right.
First of all, I can't with this guy. What do you mean you can't think of another horror director that had 3 great movies, let alone in a row? Like,
I can think of a couple,
right.
but I want you to finish your story
But,
first.
yeah, I don't want to give away. So, Jordan Peele actually commented, and his first comment on it was, "Sir, please put the phone down, I beg you." And then he added to it and said, "Sorry, I love your enthusiasm, but I will just not tolerate any John Carpenter slander on my timeline."
Yeah.
And, yeah. Agreed. There's John Carpenter, there's Wes Craven, there's Eggers. Eggers is doing big things now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You've got William Castle, you've got
Hitchcock.
Hitchcock. You've
Hitchcock
got
is one.
I mean, it's like, it's insane to me that this guy's like, I can't think of anyone but Jordan Peele. Like, yes, Jordan Peele's great at what he does, but there are many, many others, and it's blasphemy.
Oh yeah, exactly. And some would say, well, maybe this is what this guy is thinking of. Some of John Carpenter's weren't blockbusters when they were out, but they're legendary.
Cult films.
They're films. Yeah. They're legendary films now.
The Thing, Halloween. Like, are you kidding me?
The Fog. It just keeps going. In the 70s and 80s, he was just making them back to back to back to back.
Yes.
I mean,
and they can't all be good, but a lot. What about George Romero? Like,
yeah, exactly. What about George Romero? He made 3 of the most infamous zombie movies ever.
He's the reason zombie movies still exist.
Yeah.
I fully believe that because he made them cool.
Exactly. There, Toby Hooper is another one. Like the legends. This is how they became legends.
This guy needs to watch some more horror movies.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
It's nice to see that Jordan Peele understands.
It wasn't just this guy was getting slammed from every direction, man. Like.
Well, think about what you're tweeting now. I know, and the thing is, I'm sure this was an innocent.
Oh yeah, like it was all in fun.
A fan that he was just like, hey, and he probably couldn't think of anybody else.
He might not be a horror fan. Maybe he's just a Jordan Peele fan.
Right.
Whatever. But yeah, it was mostly in fun. Like people weren't being super mean. It was like Jordan's, where it was kind of jokey. And people were having fun with him.
Exactly.
Again, if someone has a different opinion than you on the internet, guys, you don't have to be a bitch to them or an asshole or a dick or whatever. Like, you can have fun disagreeing. Like, all right, so that's all we've got.
One late addition, I'll put it in the link below, but I think we forgot to talk about, there's a new trailer for Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Oh yeah, we saw it when we went to see Nope.
Yes, I assume it's online by now, but they showed it during Nope, and I just now thought of it. It still looks amazing.
I'm still going to see
this movie. It comes out in August.
Right? Still going to see it.
I'm super excited about. We'll do a review when it comes out.
It looks super fun.
Yeah, but there's a trailer. Look it up.
Yep, and we've talked about it before. We brought it up the previous trailer, but Nope. There was a new trailer, so.
There sure was. So, okay, on that note, I think that's our show for today. So, please.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell.
Yep, because that'll notify you of all of our new shows coming out and when they're coming out, because sometimes we don't even know when they're coming out. So, we haven't gotten...
We're not in control of anything, guys.
we're getting there. We're getting there. But, yeah, this is a busy week for us. We have a lot of production coming up starting on Thursday, and pre-production before that.
Yep.
So, all right, guys, I think I've said enough, so I'm going to shut up now and let you enjoy your day.
All right, have a good night, good fight.
All right, bye.
Rick, number 984.
All right, no more around. Just some kind of joke? I mean, not one call? I mean, come on. I'm available. What the hell else do I need to say? I mean, Okay, so now you know I'm serious. So let's do this, all right? I mean, I'm not doing this again, okay? I am by far the best thing here. I ain't gonna pay another $25 to say it. I've already spent $75 for sake. Cut the crap, ladies, and call me. Sick of this. Joke is over, okay? Pick up the phone, dial a number.